James Kaufman, World News Report today, November 20th, 2024. God bless you and yours, no matter where you are in the world. Please subscribe, give us a thumbs up, ring that bell for critical future updates. Ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to discuss all of the things occurring via the escalation of what looks like to be World War III after the Biden administration gave the green light for deep strikes inside Russia. Now, he's done even more today. Biden is determined to turn this into World War III, a hot war with NATO, which includes the United States, Russia, and perhaps even China. Complete World War III update, November 20th, 2024. 12 UK Storm Shadow missiles were fired into Russia today. Details have emerged of today's Storm Shadow missile attack from Ukraine on Russian soil. This marks the first authorized known use of long-range weapons in a cross-border attack. Previously, the British government restricted the use to within the Ukrainian battle space in the Donbass, for example. Russian war correspondents have confirmed that missiles were heard flying over the Kursk region. There's information about a Storm Shadow attack near Rylsk. While the extent of the damage or precise targets are still unclear, sources on the ground say that up to a dozen Storm Shadow missiles were fired into Russian territory. Rylsk Territorial Defense Forces claimed that 12 Storm Shadow missiles were launched at the region at around 12:50 p.m. local time. Bloomberg, citing an anonymous Western official, also reported that Ukraine had fired Storm Shadow missiles on targets in Russia. Kursk Regional Governor Alexei Smirnov announced that 2 inbound missiles were intercepted by anti-air defenses, but did not specify whether they were UK-supplied missiles. In a first official acknowledgement or strong hint, Yuri Ignat, a Ukrainian Air Force official, wrote on Facebook that, quote, there was a strong storm in Kursk region today, according to the FT. One of the aims of the US and UK's escalating like this appears to be sending a strong message to North Korea as it's deployed thousands of troops to assist Russian forces. Who cares? Not our war. We all need to blame just one person for all of this, the person that gave the initial green light, Joe Biden. We all prayed Putin will have the sense to wait for President Trump's inauguration or the removal of the entire Biden administration, which needs to happen immediately. In further escalation of the war, Biden has okayed any personnel mines for Ukrainian use. Determined to leave an even bloodier legacy, President Biden has violated his own policy and approved the shipment of any personnel mines to Ukraine. 2 U.S. officials have told the Washington Post. The move, which threatens to cause civilian injuries and deaths even after the war ends, comes in the face of months of Russian battlefield success in which its army has posted the fastest pace of territorial gains since 2022. The landmine approval is Biden's second intensification of U.S. military support in the region in just the last few days, acting very much like a man whose life in politics and life on earth are both rapidly nearing their end. Biden, over the weekend, approved, as we all know, Ukraine's use of long-range U.S.-supplied ATACMS missiles against targets deep inside Russia. Meanwhile, the Danish Navy has hunted down a Chinese dry bulk carrier ship suspected of sabotaging Baltic Sea cables. A Chinese bulk carrier is suspected of sabotaging underwater cables and has been stopped and boarded by the Danish Navy. On Monday, the Yiping-3, a Chinese-registered bulk carrier, was suspected of damaging two fiber optic cables beneath the Baltic Sea, which connect Finland, Germany, Sweden, and Lithuania. The Chinese bulk carrier is anchored in Kattegat Bay alongside a Danish naval vessel, which reportedly has boarded the Chinese-flagged bulk carrier. The ship tracking website Marine Traffic shows the Danish naval vessel DNK Navy Patrol P525, seen here, anchored alongside the Yiping-3 in Kattegat Bay. A Danish naval vessel boarded the Chinese cargo vessel Yiping after it was discovered it had destroyed two undersea telecom communication cables in the Baltic Sea. Denmark exercised the right under Article 10 of the Submarine Cables Convention. It's been done only once before by the U.S. in 1959. Meanwhile, the U.S. Embassy in Kiev was closed after an airstrike warning was announced. The U.S. Embassy was closed and all personnel evacuated for the first time since the Russia-Ukraine conflict began Wednesday after receiving, quote, specific information of a potential significant attack on Kiev, according to an advisory issued on its website. Several other Western embassies have followed suit and closed and evacuated their personnel as well. This situation has become more than dire. We all know this U.S. administration needs to be removed from office as soon as possible, but it's not already too late. The U.S. is expecting Russia to retaliate with a huge airstrike on Kiev, the capital of Ukraine, which really it has not done to date. U.S. officials have indicated that Russia is prepared to use very large bombs that have not been used in this conflict thus far. God bless you and yours, folks. Please share, subscribe, and always remember, anything is possible in Bizarro World.